I told you that Absolute Batman would hate Prime Batman for being rich, and what do you know? It's true. We have finally gotten our first confrontation between the Prime DC heroes and their absolute counterparts. But what brought them together and what does this mean for the future? DC KO4 just came out, and the coda to this issue reveals that the Absolute Trinity introduced in the previous issues aren't clones or simulations of them, but the actual heroes from the Absolute universe. Future versions of the three are all kidnapped and brainwashed and made to act as Darkseid's enforcers in the tournament's 4th round. And after Batman arrives, each hero gets to square off against their absolute doppelganger. So what's it like when each hero meets their counterpart? First off, I loved Absolute Batman and Prime Batman trading insults, with Absolute Batman calling Prime Batman Rich Boy, while Prime Batman calls Absolute Batman Symbol the ugliest one he's ever seen. But beyond their insults, this fight does actually show what makes each Batman awesome. Absolute Batman has so much more raw power than Prime Batman, while Prime Batman is faster and more tactical than his doppelganger. Meanwhile, Absolute Wonder Woman uses her sacrifice lasso to transform into a monster, while Prime Diana appeals to her opposite's inner humanity. And the two versions of Superman are pretty much completely equal in power, with the Prime Clark just barely able to get an edge over his counterpart. I honestly wish that this part of the issue got to last just a little bit longer, because as soon as these three fights get into a groove, Superman severs Darkseid's hold on the Absolute heroes. And sadly, we don't really get to see too much of the two sets of heroes interacting, but there is a really nice shared moment of connection between the two Wonder Women. Now, I'll admit that I was skeptical about the Prime heroes meeting their absolute counterparts, but I gotta say, I really liked how they did it here. It gives pretty much both versions of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman a chance to shine without downplaying the other version. And honestly, there's some really cool symbolism to that. I know we all love the absolute heroes, but the Prime Trinity are icons for a reason. And despite the massive success of the Absolute universe, neither of the heroes' books are inherently better than the other. Well, in most cases at least. But overall, having the Absolute and Prime heroes fight and end up in a standstill works. It puts everybody on equal footing with one another and gives everybody a chance to show what makes them a good hero. But I am curious about what you guys have to say, so let me know in the comments how you felt about DC's first Absolute crossover.